Peace, family. How you doing? It's Chi Vital, and I'm back with another tool for your toolkit and how to create your lives. Today's episode of Toxic Femininity, we're going to talk about submission. There's a lot of talk about the feminine energy and how she is supposed to relate successfully to her masculine counterparts, or how she's supposed to manage the energies of masculine and feminine energy within herself. And as I was sitting here today in my lovely environment for meditation, peace, y'all, I spent some time thinking about the subject matter, and I wanted to share with you all. Peace, what's up, y'all? Hey, Emerald J, hey, Anna, hey, Kira, hey, Irma. Jiggy's in the building. Master Key, what's going on? Hey, Jackie. And Kamjo, peace. What's going on, Cherie Watkins? Hey, Dr. Susu. Peace. Salute, Natural. Yeah, I'm coming out into the natural studio. Natural light, natural music in the background to assist with this transmission. So let's talk. Let's talk. Ladies, you know, this is from one sister to the other, one goddess to the other. All right. And my brothers, I appreciate you when you're here in this forum, because you can support the message and give us some healthy feedback. But let's discuss this concept of submission and why it's landed itself in this episode of Toxic Femininity. For those of you who are new to my episodes on Toxic Femininity, I address some of the things that we embrace as feminine women, to empower ourselves and to look at what strengthens our bonds with other women and what strengthens our bonds with ourselves, what strengthens our bonds with our ancestral matriarchal lineage. I address what strengthens those things. I also address what hurts those things. So I have to admit, right, self-reflection, I've used this word submission before when I've been discussing this harmony in relationships. Because up until that point, that's what I knew, what word to use, as far as in my mind, was to allow, to be more receptive, to be powerful in the space of being able to receive, whether it's love, guidance, protection, resources, direction. I feel like guidance is different from direction. Direction is more so like, here's exactly the process, follow through with this procedure and these action steps, versus guidance, where you're already on your way and it's kind of, you have the guide rails to help you make sure you stay on your feet. So that's why I'm going to use both of those words. But today, a lot of things regarding semantics and the power behind these words, because I'm a firm believer in language being used as spells for our lives, and that's a major tool used to create the lives we want to live. And so what played in my head first was martyrdom. Martyrdom is dead. Martyrdom is dead. Martyrdom is dead. And I realized I wanted to have more of a understanding of what that word was, martyrdom. And I'll take you through my thought processes so that you can understand more deeply the message behind where we're going. So I said, all right, martyrdom, martyr. What is a martyr? And in looking it up, the definition was someone who was killed for their beliefs, their religious beliefs or whatever other beliefs. But for whatever reason, they stood the grounds of that belief, and it led to their death. And I started to think about some of the ways in which femininity in its toxic form has led us women to die in certain ways that were unnecessary deaths, meaning that it's like unnecessary or added to hurt and pain, or like pain that's long overdue, like it should have been dead. And then I connected it to this level of belief and compassion and nurturing and desire to be healing. So let me see, I came up with a few words. Let's see here. Can y'all hear me clearly? I got these negative ions, I'm sharing them with y'all. So compassion, nurturing, and stillness. Those were the top 3 words that came to me. Compassion, nurturing, and stillness. And when I think about toxic, I think about not enough or too much. Because anything out of proportion as needed is going to be toxic. Right? So I said, all right, with compassion, when it's out of balance, it leads to burnout. Compassion with fire. To be able to really feel for others and to put yourself in another person's position so that you can understand better, so that you can exert some level of comfort, right? But if there's too much compassion in a space of where it's not being respected, then it leads to burnout, because you can't do that forever. You cannot do that forever and be successful. And so then I thought of being nurturing, right? To nurture. A mother nurtures her children. The earth nurtures the roots. The water nurtures the roots of a plant so they can grow. If that continues to happen and there's no reciprocity, then now that mother's breast, if she's overfeeding and she's not eating enough, she becomes malnutrient. She has no nutrients to give. She's just giving of whatever parts are in her that have no real sustenance to give. So then I moved into, well, a lot of times when we are feeling like, well, what's going on with the direction? If I'm supposed to be submissive to the direction, to this leadership, and what's going on with it, let me get still, right? We go to stillness. But then I had to observe this, right? And the power of moving water. And I said, all right, I have these elements of these rocks who are still. This energy is still. But if I stay still for too long, my stillness becomes stiffness. In stiffness, I'm easily broken. If I stay still for too long, my stillness becomes stiffness. And then my stiffness allows me to be easily broken. All right? And when I used to discuss submission, I did discuss the element of flexibility. But the element of flexibility in such a way doesn't require submission. And why do I say that? Because then I moved forward and I said to myself, well, let me understand what does that mean, because I hear sub, meaning there's something underneath. So what's underneath the submission? Is there a mission underneath? Is there some type of hidden agenda? Is there some type of hidden way that I'm supposed to be going? What is it? Why is it unknown to me? I want to know, right? So submission. When I looked at it, and I'll Look at what I wrote down. It was accepting or yielding to a superior force or the will or authority of another person. And so I was like, I see why it doesn't resonate as powerfully as the new word. That's an old word, but I want to use it more now. Cooperation. So submission is not necessary. Submission is not necessary for success in our relationships with our mates or with our loved ones. Cooperation is more powerful because it speaks more directly to the meaning of polarity. Because polarity is not broken. Polarity is a dance of energy on the same spectrum. They are not separated. The yin and yang are not separated. They always have elements of each other because they're cooperating. And cooperation in its meaning is that the forces are working together for a collective or agreed mission, an agreed chief aim. And so when you have cooperation, there's so much more beauty in that, because when there needs to be movement, there's movement. When there needs to be stillness, there's stillness. When one needs to be in the front and the other steps to the back, there is not submission. There is this harmony. There's a dance. There's cooperation. There's a willingness. There's a willingness. There's the divine will of each particle, each person. Divine will is in cooperation with the others. And so now you have a stronger will, a stronger force, a stronger life force for accomplishing whatever you want to accomplish. And that's winning. That's a win-win. So in toxic femininity, where we believe in some level of inferiority in our ability to lead because we are feminine, I want to correct that, because there's going to be times where we lead and there's times where we follow. But even in our fellowship, it's not submission, it's cooperation. And we should always cooperate where we find that we are in alignment and we are tuned to our spirit, to our divinity, to our will with another's. Not against that. Because when we go against that and we're out of that dance of wellness and wholeness, then we get the stillness that becomes stagnation, stiffness, and the ability to be easily broken. Oh my gosh, Blue Lotus just asked Cheryl if she would marry them. Okay. So what y'all think about that? What do y'all think about that? I'm going to see if I can scroll through and see your comments. Hey, Angie, I didn't see you there. Hey, Seeded Fruit. King Shango, peace. Hi, Latrice. Hey, Dr. Akiya. Uziel, peace. Compassion, nurturing, stillness. Yes, thank you, Emerald J, for writing that down. Because for those of you who are following this, you can write those down and look at what would become of you if you did too much of that or you had too little of it. Peace, Dope Goddess. Peace, Blue Lotus. Peace, Steffi. Hey, Tamika, what's going on, baby? Submission is what is taught in Christian churches concerning marriage. Yeah, but Christianity ain't got nothing on what we know is true when it comes to this. Peace, Stan. What's going on, King? Oh, you're welcome, Master Key. Cooperation, we agree. Cooperation is our word. Cool, Jiggays. I know exactly who's talking, too. It seems we lose that sense of adventure when we hit that depression, which causes stillness. Yeah, and that level of adventure, that ability to laugh like no one's listening, that sexy way you walk through the house and the way you like a lioness walking through the street, all of that energy comes with feeling like you're in cooperation with your being, and those who are around you are in cooperation with you, and you're in cooperation with them. When that starts to be hindered, you get stiff. You can't move your hips. You can't open up your arms. You can't even open up your eyes. You can't open up your mouth to laugh. You're not speaking. Your throat, it's like cooperation opens you up. And then with cooperation, you understand then that you also bring value to the situation. Because in submission, it's as if you have no value. When you're going to cooperate, you're going to cooperate because there's some type of negotiation. We in business now, and that's okay. It's okay to be in business. Corporation, cooperation. But yeah. We really need our women in sync, and us men got to be open to let them shine. Cooperation equals respect. Definitely. If we can cooperate with one another, then we have respect for each other. We cannot cooperate with anyone we don't have respect for. That's a fact. And one of the most revolutionary things that we can have happen for us right now are to have our brothers support us by showing us respect. Showing us respect in the public, showing us respect in private. You understand? We should be able to find safety within each other's arms where no one is looking, because the world doesn't give a really, while we're all working on becoming our better selves. So that's just the message I have for you all today. I'll give you a little bit more of the background just because I want to share, or rather my front view. So I love y'all. Be peace, love, and bliss. I'll catch up with you soon. Check the description and see that there are 2 new protective oils available on hocwellness.com. I love y'all. Y'all stay safe out there and support our youth. I'm out.